Hello! This is the One Episode Rule, a podcast about first impressions. I am Magpie, having got my first impression of a new anime this week called the Final Fantasy XVI demo.
Yeah, that's an anime.
It's an anime. Honestly, it's the least anime Final Fantasy I've played in a long time.
Yeah, it didn't seem very anime for an anime.
It's very much a Game of Thrones, which is a little odd.
You said they say a lot of fuck words. They
didn't say a lot of fuck words. It was just remarkable that they said one fuck word.
Oh, okay, I got you.
But yeah, it's a little dingy.
It's a little crunchy.
All
right.
But on the other hand, it's still immaculately made. So
Nice.
So it's a nice one. What have you guys been up to?
Not much, honestly. I've been hanging out. I'm black and white, by the way. I forgot to mention that. I'm a human person.
Hi, Blackle.
Hi.
I'm Joey. Haven't really been watching anime this week. Sometimes you need a break.
Been trying to make anime.
Yeah, I've been working on a silly little animation project of my own. I also got to go see the new Spider-Verse, which is not anime, but it is beautifully animated film, which I do recommend.
According to the Japanese, Spider-Verse is anime, in fact, because it's at number 2 on their charts right now.
That's hilarious. I mean, there's a little anime girl in there somewhere.
But yeah. Louie?
Hey, what's up? I never know when I should start talking, so I'm just gonna wait. Hi guys, I'm Louie. I have also not watched anime, but
we're so good at our job.
Yeah, it's sometimes you just gotta take a break.
Sometimes
I think Joey said that a minute ago.
Yeah, agreement.
You see, whatever shame we feel about having not watched anime for the podcast is counterbalanced by the mental health benefits of having not watched anime for the podcast.
Yes, true. We can come to you all refreshed and ready to review another one for you all.
Mm-hmm. The wounds have closed.
Ready to tear some new ones open today.
Do you guys want some news?
Yeah, let's have some news.
We're going to go a little freeform with this news item. So how about that live action One Piece trailer?
Oh gosh.
I knew this had to come up. I have mixed feelings because it looks like they're definitely trying some experimental stuff. And I'll try not to talk too long about this because obviously, I have a lot of feelings. But it looks well cast. I'll say that. The environments look nice. I'll say that.
Some of the dialogue, though.
Yeah, some of the humor, some of the dialogue is a bit iffy. I actually like Luffy's little accent. I think it's cute. I know some people might find it weird or different.
There was nobody was gonna win at casting Luffy because no actor I know exudes the feral animal energy.
If Luffy acted like he did in the manga, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there, Mags.
They couldn't.
You just couldn't. You just couldn't.
I think he's fine. But yeah, we'll have to see what becomes of it.
I look at Luffy One Piece, and I think of the line from Jaws. He's got black eyes like a doll's eyes.
Me, who has read the entirety of One Piece, was about to confidently say Luffy doesn't have a last name.
Luffy One Piece.
Yeah, Luffy doesn't have a last name or a middle name at that.
It's just Luffy.
It's just Luffy.
It's not like it's plot relevant or anything.
I don't have any subject matter expertise, so the only thing I noted about this trailer was that arm stretch was a little iffy.
Listen, it's live action One Piece. They're doing the best. They're fighting for their fucking lives out there.
Anyway,
It's the best they can do.
we'd like to move on to a strange, obscure story, which is Japanese diesel engine manufacturer Yanmar has launched an original anime project.
Pardon
Amazing.
me?
Named Miru, which is apparently going to be about a protagonist teaming up with a robot to protect nature of the Earth.
Seems sus.
This is a strange thing to do.
Seems weird.
I have some indication of the quality here because apparently one Shigeru Morita of Gundam Seed will be working on the screenplay, which is alarming.
It's the bad one, right?
That's the bad one.
It's the bad one.
That's one of the bad ones. Let's be real. And finally, via a leak, we have rumblings that Chainsaw Man Season 2 and a movie for Chainsaw Man are in production.
Yes. Yes.
So I do not know if it is a live action film or an anime film. It just says adaptation. So, which is pretty cool.
Establish the Shonen Jump cinematic universe.
Yes. No, don't do that, actually.
Chainsaw Man, I need you for the Avengers. Oh, God. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, what have you done?
Oh, don't do that.
Oh, what did you do to... Oh, I don't want to
Oh, my God. There's so much blood. Anyway, I believe Louis was going to pick something for us.
Okay. So here's my thing. I have two picks. One in my left hand, one in my right hand.
Okay.
Left.
Yes.
Left.
You sure?
We're reaching for your left hand.
Okay.
What's
Do not think, act.
It's called My Home Hero.
All right.
All right. Well, let's go home.
Let's go home.
Meet this hero.
Rice is done.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I wonder if it made the noise. It was just like... Oh, man.
That's what you do in a live action remake of this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That would be a good movie. Let's let's hit this blurb. I think I'll read it. I just feel like it.
Do it.
Tetsuo Tosu never expected his daughter, Reika, to be the victim of domestic violence. Suspecting that her Yakuza boyfriend, Nobuto Matori, is the perpetrator, Tetsuo decides to investigate him and his associates. But as he searches for evidence at Reika's apartment, the father learns that his daughter is not the first victim and a worse fate awaits her. When he is discovered by Nobuto, Tetsuo ends up killing him in the ensuing fight. Assisted by his wife, Tetsuo hides the body in fear of retaliation from the Yakuza. To add to the misfortune of the Tosu family, Nobuto happens to be the son of the mafia's head. Considered to be a prime suspect behind Nobuto's disappearance, Tetsuo and his wife will have to deploy all their ingenuity to protect their daughter from the Yakuza in their ruthless investigation.
Well, that's the first episode. I'm glad we recapped the entirety of it.
It's almost like Taken, but it's like a salaryman instead of like.
It's like a little guy too. He's not like a big action hero. He's just a regular ass salaryman.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He might not be a salaryman. I think he might be a writer, but
he seemed to be working in a call center at one point. So I think the writing is just a hobby.
Oh, the call center? Oh, no, I thought that was an internet cafe.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's what I thought.
He was staying because he was embarrassed. But
okay, I get it.
Wait, you're right though, because in that scene he does say I have to stay late at the hospital. So that's not it. So his job is definitely not writer.
Yeah.
But yeah, we open on Tetsuo, man in green suit, good suit. Setting up an arrangement to meet his daughter. Who is a young adult, named Reika at a local family restaurant. Add this one to the Hazel video about anime Denny's.
Well, actually, we had a cold open first before all of that.
Oh yeah,
with the 4-car pileup.
Oh yeah, there was
making some like dying noises.
You know, I didn't even register that because it did not come up.
What?
But yeah.
Well, yeah, but no, it was a good hook to me because I was like, "What is happening here?"
Yeah, they simply didn't explain it.
They didn't explain it. Maybe they will within the course of.
Maybe it'll come up later.
The show.
But
the cremation has been completed.
But yeah, they're gonna meet up at a local anime Denny's. And he's browsing on his phone and he's like critiquing like writing and maybe online webcomics. I'm not sure, but he's talking about it's just like they're using a formula, but it's really good. He goes to write something down, and his daughter comes in wearing ball cap and blackout shades and a coat and a face mask, and he's just like, when did my daughter become a celebrity, huh?
It's like, take that off. We're inside.
Which is a good joke, and she does, yeah. And yeah, she's all beat up, and he's just like, what happened to your face? And she's just like, I fell, and he's just like, 4 or 5 times. How many times?
No one ever believes that excuse.
It wasn't unless you follow it up with the story of I completely ate shit in the Walmart parking lot and hit my face on a curb.
Yeah.
Nobody believes it, but it's just like he's just like, surely not your boyfriend. And she gets up and goes, I'm leaving. And he's just like, no, I'm sorry, I read too many mystery novels.
But she doesn't.
I didn't mean it.
Yeah, he makes a complete scene.
He makes an ass of himself, and then he gets delivered a sizzling hot sirloin steak because she ordered it before she left.
Yeah.
He's just like, oh shit. So our next scene is him out in the town, and he's just like, well, I'll check in on her at her apartment. Because she was just like, why do you want to come to my apartment? It's just like, because I'm your dad. I want to see where you live. And he's standing outside the building. He's just like, oh, I'll go and check up on her, even though I don't think she's home yet. Mm-hmm. And while he's doing that, he's there's a group of clear ne'er-do-wells here. These guys are every guy you beat up in Yakuza.
Yes.
Yeah.
Brackets.
Random street thugs.
Brackets low rank.
Yes. These are the guys you hit with a bicycle.
Because they have the shirts but not the suits yet.
Mm-hmm. And they're just chattering away about.
They're chattering away about how much of an assholes they are.
Yes.
Because there's a big blonde man with a just outrageously bad shirt. And he's the center of attention. He's just like, yeah, I popped her a couple of times.
Yeah.
It's just like, well, what was that last one's name? It's just like, oh, it was Reika. And our boy Tetsuo, who's just sort of been standing to the side because as a Japanese salaryman, he simply does not wish to engage with these kind of people.
Mm-hmm.
Even if they throw a cigarette butt at his feet. But when they say his daughter's name, he's got to do something, right? So he goes to follow them for a second to catch the rest of their conversation. And he gets it skipped for me, so I don't know what their introduction was, but he basically gets like stopped by, I think, one of the tissue guys that hand out hand tissues.
Yeah, he's
wearing a raincoat.
That's just the introduction. You didn't miss anything. He just reaches out and grabs him and he's like, hey, I saw you following those guys.
Yeah, so he is a tissue man.
Yes.
But I knew it. Nefarious. Those guys out there filling up your inventory with pocket tissues so you can't carry stamina and XX. But But yeah, he grabs him. He grabs him and pulls him in close after he says, "It's like no, thank you." It's just like, why were you following our guys? And he's just like, "Oh, I wasn't doing that." He's doing that. Come with me, and he's like, "No, I don't think." And he pops him right in the mouth, and the guy just drags him into an alleyway while he's just like, "Somebody help me!"
Everyone is just watching and doing nothing. They're like,
Yeah, everybody's
what
just
can we
like,
do?
I don't want any of that. Which yeah, it makes me wonder about like organized crime in Japan, because I don't think this sort of thing flies in America, because there's just
Right.
going to be so much more of a scene. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Just biting and scratching. But this kind of crime would also occur with a gun in America. So
That's also very true.
But yeah, he drags him into the alleyway, and the next scene we get is that he has clearly already beat the shit out of Tetsuo and stripped him and taken photographs of his shame.
Yes.
And he just says, "If you go to the police, you know what happens." And he shows him the picture and walks away.
So I guess he's gonna revenge him with the photographs.
So
He's gonna reveal him to be a trash fucker.
What I get here is that he will just release the photographs because he has the guy's ID too.
Mhm.
He got Tetsuo's ID,
Yeah.
and he's just going to post them on the internet for everybody to see, and he's going to get Tetsuo fired and a bunch of other shit.
Yeah.
Because he's going to make him look like a crazy drunk.
Right.
In public,
Yes.
which is the sort of thing the Yakuza actually does.
Mhm.
They love to get compromising shit on people, but yeah, he's left there, and our next scene is he's on the phone lying to his wife, because he's clearly in an internet cafe, and he's just like, "Hey, honey, I'm gonna have to stay late at work."
Yeah.
And yeah, he's in front of a computer in one of those tiny little stalls with
Little
his suit hung up.
Yeah.
Which is, at least the guy didn't steal his clothes.
Right. That's very true.
So yeah, where do we cut? We cut after that. It's just him. It's just him walking in the morning, on the phone talking to, I think, his boss. I think who's just like, "Yeah, I received an injury. I won't be able to make it into work."
Mm-hmm.
Which makes me wonder how often people have to call into work because they got their ass beat by the Yakuza.
The Yakuza's like, no, his boss is just like, say no more. Yakuza
He's
troubles,
just like,
understand.
He's just like, to give you a day off, I'm gonna need a note from the Yakuza who beat your ass.
Signed and date.
Yeah.
But he's just like, okay, I'll go check in on Reika today. And he does. He goes up there and he's just like, I got her spare key. And he goes in to basically wait on her, and also to just sort of check things out a little, because he's a concerned papa. And getting his ass beat once is not enough to put him off.
Mm-hmm.
So he comes in and he's just like, there doesn't seem to be anyone here. There's no men's shoes here, so that's a good thing. And he comes in and he's just like, all right, calm down. It's all probably fine. And he looks in the bathroom and there's like 2 toothbrushes, and he's just like, oh shit. There's
like,
2 coffee
just
mugs.
There's a guy here doesn't mean I should jump to conclusions.
Doesn't mean I should jump to conclusions. And he sees the coffee table with an ashtray and a pack of cigarettes on it. And he's just like, oh, fuck. And as he's bumbling around doing his amateur private detective thing, somebody starts to come in.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, oh shit. And he just hides himself because he heard the voice of the guy about to come in. And he's just like, that's not Reika.
Yes.
So he hops into the traditional studio apartment shuttered closet.
Mhm.
And the guy from before who's talking shit comes in, and he's on the phone. And he just proceeds to say the most incriminating shit I've ever heard.
Yeah.
He's just be like, no, I got this one. I'll milk her for as much as I can, and then I'll get out of here. It's just like, oh, no. Yuna was the one with the ruptured organs.
Yeah, it's alarming.
You know, what was the other one? It was like
Oh, God, I don't
Hayate was the
remember.
one with the broken ribs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he just keeps going on, and he's going through the fridge and shit. And he's just like, wait a minute, who do you mean followed us? Somebody followed us before we came up to the shop? He's just like, Tosu Tetsuo. Oh, that's our fucking dad. Jesus Christ. With Tozu Tetsuo
in the
Tozu
closet, just listening
in the
to all
closet, and he's
this.
just like, oh shit, Jesus Christ. And after he hears all this shit, he's just like, God. And he's got his phone, and he drops his phone, and like while the guy's having a fit.
Yeah.
And he's throwing shit all over the apartment because this isn't good for him. Having outsiders involved in the process is bad for the crime.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he hears the phone hit the floor. He's just like, what the fuck was that? And he hangs up on whoever he's talking to. And he just starts prowling around the apartment. And he's about to look in the closet, and then he goes off somewhere else, and Tetsuo's in the closet, and he's just like, it's just like, this guy is worse than I thought.
This guy
He's
is
so much
gonna kill her.
He's gonna kill Reika. I have to do something.
Mm-hmm.
So he saw Reika's phone earlier, and he calls it because it's in the living room.
Yeah,
and
it's like sitting right there.
And the guy just snatches it up, and he's just like, "You're dead, huh? Where are you, asshole? I'll fucking get you." And he's just like, he's just whispering into the phone. He's just like, "Try if you can." He's just like, "Where are you, little?"
That's some serial killer shit.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, if you're observing somebody that doesn't know you're there, maybe you'd get a little serial killer.
Yeah, maybe you get a little cryptic.
Just saying, maybe this guy's getting, I don't know.
I mean, we'll see what his mental state does over the the course of the series, I guess. But
listen, I'd fuck with this guy, but anyway, he's just like, and Reika told me that she had a gift for you in the closet. And he walks over to the closet to open it, and he just bursts out and pushes him down because he's just like, I can't beat him in a fair fight.
I gotta get a surprise hit off on him.
I gotta get a surprise hit. Yeah, and he just pushes him over. He throws a palm into his stomach.
I thought that was his balls.
And the guy's on the floor. Maybe it's balls. But the guy's on the floor, crumpled up, and he's about to start getting up. And Tetsuo panics, and he just looks around the kitchen. And you think he's gonna go for a knife or something, but no.
No, rice cooker.
No, it's the rice cooker. And he just fucking smashes him with the rice cooker, and to the point where there's blood. So it's just like in one blow.
Yes.
And he's sprawled out on the floor, and he just coup de grace him right there.
Yeah, he sees him down. He keeps hitting.
He's just like, I'm not gonna stop until you stop moving, because I know you will kill me.
They do some very artistic color changing in this scene. It's very intense.
It's a pretty intense murder, and
I
love a first episode murder. Like a first episode murder was even enough to get me to give Indigo Prophecy a chance. A fucking terrible game.
Oh, that was your first mistake.
But listen, it got everybody that way.
Fair enough.
But we cut outside. We cut outside to. There's another guy who's just hanging around. No. Wait, what is it?
No,
I'm trying to remember. They're in the car.
His wife just shows up. Oh.
No, not yet. But yeah, they're in the car, and there's a suited up guy with gray hair and some little underlings, and he's just like, he was clearly the guy that was talking to talking to Nobuto. And he's just like, oh shit, that little asshole. He's gone completely off the rails again. You know, if he wasn't the boss's son, he'd have been done by now.
Right.
He turns to his right and he's just like, go get him, bring him here. Calm his ass down and bring him here. Now we cut back to the apartment and his wife and Reika's mom shows up. And she's about to let herself in, and she's just like, oh, somebody's already here. Because the door is a little bit open. She stumbles upon the scene of this bloody murder. And her husband, who just has tears in his eyes.
Yeah.
And they sit and discuss it for a moment, because it's just being like, oh, this was self-defense, wasn't it? And he's just like, we could probably prove it in court. And then he's just like, he remembers the photograph and he's just like, no, these guys are gangsters.
Yeah, like, we can't fight these guys. They would make us disappear.
Like, court won't help. Like, they will get us and make us disappear. if we cop to it. It's like they could make a murder disappear as a missing persons easily. And there's a beat of silence and she's just like, well, why don't we do that? And he just looks at her for a second and she's just completely stone-faced, just like, why don't we handle it ourselves?
Yeah.
Which is where I got in on this anime. I was just like, oh yeah.
I was like, yeah, the wife's so cool with this. She is literally so cool with it. She's like, you did it for Rick. You did it for our daughter. Like,
you did it for Reika, right? He's just like, yeah. He's just like, we'll make this little problem go away.
I love it.
I love her. She's great. So yeah, they start preparing to do just that. And we cut outside because there's a man there. There's another punk that may have been with the group earlier. I'm not sure.
Unclear.
Generic Yakuza guy.
He's a generic street level Yakuza kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's playing it cool, and he's talking on the phone to the guy from before, and he's just like, she's talking to somebody. I don't know who. She's just like, is it Nobuto? It's just like, it doesn't sound like Nobuto in there. He's just like, well, we'll hang around for a second. Also, we got another person coming in with somebody with sunglasses. And he shuffles off down to lean against the rail and smoke for a second. This kid is really good at being inconspicuous, which is good for him.
Yeah, because multiple people have passed him.
Multiple people pass him without remarking. But yeah, it's Reika because she's coming home. And you think she's going to discover them, but whenever she comes in, they're still in the sitting position they were before. Except it's just his mom, and she's like pulling. I think she's cleaning the rugs or something.
Yeah, they are.
And her dad has
done quick work of this guy.
Yeah, her dad's washing his hands in the sink. She's just like, "What are you guys doing here?" And he's just like, "Oh, we just thought we'd come check on you." And he points to his face. He's like, "I ran into your boyfriend. He punched me in the face." I think he thought you called me to complain about him. She's like, why would he think that? Because she hasn't admitted it to herself or them yet.
Right.
Both
of her parents are just like, honey, we think he might want to kill you.
He said something about wanting to kill you. She's like, what do you mean? And she goes to the bathroom to clean up her face and stuff. And it's a Japanese style bathroom. And she's about to go to the little room that has the little room that's like partitioned off of the sliding door that's for the bathtub. And her dad's just like, not there. I'm not done cleaning there yet.
Yeah.
And he just disappears inside. It's completely dark in there. And while she's at the mirror watching her face, her mom's just like, who would do that to somebody?
Who would hit a
people like
cutie like you?
People like that should just die. And she's just like, Mom, when you say it like that, it doesn't sound like a joke. And there's just a beat of silence.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, she's on board. She's like, fuck that guy. I don't feel anything.
Yeah.
And yeah, Reiko starts to have a little breakdown because she's just like, I thought even if he was a jerk, maybe he would love me.
I thought I could fix him, girl. You
I
can't.
I
fix
thought I
him.
could fix him. You can't fix a career criminal that beats the shit out of you. He's just like, and her dad pops out. And earlier he said, it's just like, hey, you should go home with your mom today. Because he did say he was going to kill you.
Yeah.
And they depart, the two of them together, and lock the door behind them. And the guy outside is just be like, all right, Sunglasses Girl and the older woman left and locked the door behind them. I don't think there's anybody there anymore. And the guy on the other end of the phone is just like, well, who was she talking to? It's just like, well, I don't think Nobuto's there, but I'll check. And yeah, Tetsuo's in there, finishing up, I guess, or getting ready to finish up. He's standing there with a chef's knife, and I'm just like, dude, that's not gonna work.
He doesn't know what he's doing.
You're gonna make a mess that you will not be able to clean up. but yeah, somewhere in here, I don't know if it's after this scene. Yeah. It is after the scene.
Yeah, it's after.
Because the doorknob starts jiggling, and he's just like, oh, did they forget something? And it jiggles again. He's just like, that's not them. Somebody's picking the lock. Because, if you turn the handle once and it doesn't work, you go, oh yeah, and you unlock it. You don't just jiggle and jiggle and jiggle.
Yeah.
So yeah, the guy creeps in, and Tetsuo's nowhere to be found. And he's just creeping around the apartment looking, and he goes to pull the sliding door, and we switch scenes.
Yeah.
Because we got to go off with the gray-haired Yakuza man, the hitman. And he's talking to a little guy in a suit in a tiny little office, and he's got 3 phones on one desk, and he's got his laptop on the other. And he asks him, it's just like, what goes through your mind whenever you have to kill somebody?
Yep.
He's just like, well, it's my job, so usually it's something like, do this without a hitch, or make sure nobody sees, because that's just how it is. And he's just like, oh, Naruto, wait a second, and he executes this fucking phone switch thing.
It's a little, it's weird.
He answers the phone, promises to connect the guy on the other line who's a client with Mr. Hayate or something like that. Pushes a button, picks up the phone again, uses a different voice.
Yeah.
To say, I know I told you to prepare 30 million then, but your accuser is willing to accept 20. Yeah, what good luck. I'm so happy for you. And then he concludes the phone call and goes on to explain. It's just like, so what were you saying? It's just like, what if you have to kill somebody for non-business related reasons? And he's just like, well, I don't know. It doesn't usually come up, but I got no problem with that. He's just like, even if it was me, he was just like, oh, that's not what I meant, boss. And the guy goes on to explain, it's just like, I can't kill anybody. That's not the kind of person I am.
I'm too weak anyways.
I'm too weak for that, but I've wanted to kill so many people. Yeah. I've wanted to kill my wife who abandoned me with Nobuto, and I wanted to kill the cops who arrested Nobuto when he was a middle schooler, and I wanted to kill myself because I couldn't protect anybody from any of that. And he's just like, children should be protected, don't you think? Where is my son?
How long has it been?
He's been missing for 8 hours.
So yes, this is where we discover this is the lawyer's son, and the lawyer is a big scary boss crazy person.
Yeah, the lawyer's a Yakuza guy. So who looks like he's in charge of at least a family's worth of guys. But the last scene is the guy pulling the sliding door open. Presumably he's going to discover Tetsuo, and Tetsuo's going to have to murder him as well.
Yes. This is feeling like a I killed one guy, so now I'm going to have to end up killing several other guys to...
Whenever, when you set out on a journey of revenge, dig 2 graves. Oh, I'm going to need way more than 2.
It's almost a touch of like John Wick, where
A little bit.
you kill one, then you got to kill another, and then you got to
Yeah,
kill
you got to
four
kill the
more.
next guy.
Yeah,
If you give a mouse a cookie, you'll have to kill his parents.
Yeah.
uh,
So yeah, what do we think of this?
this was listen when I heard the name, the title, My Home Hero. I was like, okay, is this going to be like a superhero thing? I didn't know what to expect going into this,
I
and
thought
the
it.
fact that it's like a crime thriller sort of deal is very good to me because I
I
don't
was
feel
so
like we
glad
get
it
a lot
wasn't a
of
show-in.
those.
I was
Like,
so
I
glad
feel
it
like we
wasn't a
get a
show-in.
lot.
I thought it was going to be a domestic romance, but like a stay-at-home
stay-at-home dad. That's
husband.
like yeah.
Mhm.
But,
The intro with the cars was very mysterious and compelling. I
mhm.
enjoyed that. I want to know what happened with that. The way that all of this like kind of accumulated, I
Mhm.
liked it a lot. Again, I liked the colors with the murder scene,
Mhm.
where they like style it up a little bit. Um, as far as the art style in general, I mean, it's like it's
It's
pretty
cheap.
standard.
I
It's
will.
it's
I would say it's clearly a cheaply produced anime, and it looks like it's probably an overseas produced one because a lot of the credits were Korean people.
Yeah, and I think for this particular show that might be fine.
Well, the thing is that's not bad because I didn't see any like errors or anything.
Yeah.
It's just I saw people being resourceful with what they had.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah.
and I'm really happy to see a crime drama.
Yeah, me
Mhm.
too. I liked this one like a lot.
It's
My assessment is that it's like weirdly darkly funny in a way. Like watching it, it didn't occur to me, but hearing Magpie describe like in order what happens,
Yeah.
it's like weirdly funny. And
Like
I want to introduce a challenge to the group, which
okay.
is if you were responsible for casting a live action remake of this.
Chris Pratt.
And I'm gonna throw out there, I want John Mulaney as the dad.
You want John Mulaney as the dad?
I think he'd fit the part because he's
Recast,
skinny and he's like
He's weedy and not intimidating.
exactly.
Just going along with one of my things that I said earlier, I am gonna cast Keanu Reeves, but not who you expect. He does have to be the lawyer man.
Oh my
He has to
god.
be the lawyer man.
Really? Because I was
Okay, who's your lawyer man casting?
Well,
Nicolas Cage.
I'm still working it out, but I think I want the hitman for whatever reason to be how do you say his name? Ralph Fiennes?
Huh.
Ralph
Okay.
Fiennes?
All right.
The menu man.
Yes. Okay, that's good. I like that.
But yeah, you're right. You're right. Tetsuo should be somebody like pathetic.
Yes.
Chris Pratt.
Yeah, Chris
No.
Pratt. I don't think he could actually give the character the pathos that would be necessary. I think he would be pathetic but not likable. Weird out of left field casting for the wife is that lady who was the wife on Everybody Loves Raymond and escaped from Scientology because he needs work.
Oh my god.
I think she could do it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Either that or Winona Ryder. Anyway,
we have accidentally whitewashed our entire cast. Godspeed.
we've done it. Well, I don't know any
I don't really
Japanese
know any
actors.
Japanese characters.
I know it was a joke, but also like
Japanese
that's how Hollywood does it, isn't it? That's how
Yeah.
they do it. Anyhow, what else do we have to say about this? Would we watch more? I feel like I would definitely watch more of this.
I'll definitely watch more of this if I can remember to do it.
Yeah, fair enough. I was surprised because I didn't know how old this was going to be. This started coming out this year.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I've been sitting on this for a minute. Not like a minute.
Finished.
Yeah, it just finished. It started this core of season or of anime episodes.
Very cool.
the reason why I offered two suggestions, and I'm not going to say what the other one was because I do want to save that for another
You gotta
time.
keep that other one in your
I saw the blurb on my anime list and I was like, oh, this might be kind of graphic. But I think the way like it doesn't romanticize like being a Yakuza or anything like that. Like it plays it straight for what it is, and I appreciate that.
It's pretty interesting because a lot of Japanese media will romanticize the Yakuza life in a way that like seems to divorce them from the fact that many of them are criminals. And some of them do things like human trafficking.
Yeah.
I mean, I have to imagine that's part of the reason they like the Yakuza franchise is now being referred to as like a dragon.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
Just because of the I mean, that's only a Western thing, right?
I don't know, actually.
It was never Yakuza in Japan.
Yeah. That's what I meant. It being
was,
Yakuza was a Western thing.
Yeah, it was a Western thing. In Japan, it's like Ryuga Gotoko or something like that. But, which is just like a dragon.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you've had to do a murder to protect your daughter, don't tell us about it. That'll blow your cover. But listen, it's okay. Anyway, our email is oneepisodecast@gmail.com.
That is the word, not the number. Hey, if you want to show us a picture of your, the crime scene, please don't do that. But we are on Twitter if you want to, tweet us.
Murder is okay.
It's gonna be Elon's next tweet.
We're at OneEpisodeCast on Twitter as well. Listen,
man.
okay. We can talk about how they kind of like they're kind of trying to make it a nuanced thing in this. Like, I don't think that you're supposed to like be necessarily cheering for him to kill a guy, but also like you sympathize with him because like he's protecting his daughter.
He's in a situation no one wants to be in.
Exactly. And I think that's interesting.
No, I'm cheering for him.
Well, no, I'm saying you never cheer for someone to die. Well,
I am in the stands. I am pointing my thumb down.
What I'm trying to say is I think it's an interesting take, and I loved that the wife was so totally down for it.
The wife was my favorite character.
The wife was great.
I love that she's my favorite character, and we all have just consistently referred to her as the wife.
That's the wife.
What's her name? I don't think they said it. They just said her name.
Yeah,
they just said honey.
Her name is Kasen. So
cool.
Kasen Tosu.
Very good.
Kasen Tosu, relationship goals.
Well, anyhow, it's time to. I got something to clean up, y'all.
Get you a girl who will help you hide gangster's body. With no questions.
No questions asked.